Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Transfer News Live. Man United offered swap for Arsenal target Vlahovic. Major Liverpool update. The winter window is in full swing with sides at both ends of the Premier League table looking to strengthen as they battle for survival, European football, and the title. Clubs across the continent are in the market for January transfer deals as they look to strengthen their squads for the second half of the 2024-25 season with titles, European football, and survival all on the line. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City are all rumored to be circling new arrivals as they battle it out in the Premier League, while the window could see some big exits confirmed with Trent Alexander-Arnold negotiating a possible free transfer to Real Madrid and Manchester United open to selling Marcus Rashford. Joshua Zirkzee could also be leaving, and Juventus have reportedly offered Arsenal target Dusan Vlahovic to United for the striker in a swap deal. One of the more intriguing sagas is the fate of Dani Olmo, who could be left in limbo as Barcelona fail in their attempts to re-register him. The Spanish giants are battling La Liga over financial issues, which could mean Olmo needs to find a new club, and there are plenty of teams, Arsenal and Chelsea included, monitoring the situation. And across the rest of the English top flight, clubs are sticking to PSR regulations and tight budgets as they look to find cut-price deals to bolster their squads. Bruno Fernandes on Man Utd's result at Liverpool. Manchester United drew 2-2 with Liverpool on Sunday afternoon in a much-improved display that does not reflect their recent struggles in the Premier League. Captain Bruno Fernandes spoke to Sky Sports after last night's match. "I'm pretty upset. If we show this level at Liverpool, first in the league, why can't we do this everywhere? It frustrates me," he said. "Also, finally I did a proper performance. We said we need much more from ourselves to get more from this season. Being 2-1 down, then scoring, it is good to get a point, but we need more." AC Milan to pounce on Olmo situation. Italian giants AC Milan hope to pounce on the Dani Olmo situation at Barcelona. The Spanish midfielder finds himself in deep water after Barcelona Chiefs failed to seal his registration with La Liga. The Spanish giants are going through their options to keep him but may need to offload the player if they can't register him with the Spanish footballing authorities. According to Sport, the Italian side are willing to offer him a 6-month loan move to the San Siro, after which time he would return to Barcelona. It is a deal which could suit all parties, though there are Premier League clubs also monitoring the situation and could yet throw spanners in the works. Guardiola wants Grealish improvement. Pep Guardiola explained why he decided to start Savinho ahead of Jack Grealish. Man United transfer latest. Marcus Rashford and Joshua Zirkzee are attracting interest from Serie A clubs AC Milan and Juventus. Marcus Rashford hit the headlines in the build-up to the January transfer window by stating he was ready for a new challenge. Rashford has not featured in United's recent games. Joshua Zirkzee came off the bench in Sunday's 2-2 draw against Liverpool at Anfield. Manchester United duo Marcus Rashford and Joshua Zirkzee are attracting interest from Serie A clubs. According to Sky in Italy, AC Milan are discussing internally whether to make a move for Rashford, and could make an approach to further discuss the idea this week. Milan would only be able to do a loan, and would need United to pay a big portion of his wages. Rashford's salary is a big obstacle for Milan to conclude any loan arrangement. They are among a number of clubs considering moves for the 27-year-old England forward. United have yet to receive an official offer for Rashford, while United head coach Ruben Amorim has said it is up to Rashford to force his way back into the first-team reckoning. All options seemingly remain open. Ideally for United, Rashford gets back on track and performs well for the team, which would likely increase his value if the club decide to sell him in the summer. Alternatively, while a loan and paying a portion of the wages is not ideal, United can point towards the benefits such a move had on Jadon Sancho's value last season. Juventus keen on Zirkzee. Juventus are interested in signing Manchester United forward Joshua Zirkzee. Juve want to do a loan deal and are managed by Thiago Motta, whom Zirkzee played under at Bologna. It is unlikely United would consider a loan. Zirkzee has featured in every matchday squad under Amorim, and the head coach says he wants to keep him. "I want to keep Josh because he gives everything," Amorim said. "He's trying in training, but we don't know. The window is open. We will see what happens." Sky Sports News also understands Zirkzee has no interest in leaving Manchester United, as he loves the club and is determined to prove himself in the Premier League. The players' camp have received multiple approaches about a move. As well as Juventus, Napoli, Inter and Milan and several Premier League clubs want the player, but they have all been told he is not going anywhere. Bruno Fernandes, meanwhile, said the United players believe in Zirkzee amid a challenging period for the 23-year-old, who was jeered off by some United fans in the first half against Newcastle last month. Zirkzee was applauded by the United fans as he came on against Liverpool on Sunday, with the striker laying on a last-minute chance for Harry Maguire, who blazed over. I was in the stands against Newcastle and have never seen something like this, and it really frustrates me and annoys me because he is a player that always gives his all, said Fernandes. Jamie Carragher names Liverpool star whose arrogance played into Man Utd's hands. After Liverpool were held to a 2-2 draw by Manchester United at Anfield, Jamie Carragher admitted he was unhappy with the performance and attitude of one star. Jamie Carragher has called out Curtis Jones for a poor showing full of arrogance in Liverpool's draw with Manchester United. The 23-year-old has been one of the Reds' brightest players in Liverpool's campaign this year. His performances have been so impressive that he earned his first international cap for England, scoring on his debut in a 3-0 victory over Greece. The homegrown talent, who has become a regular starter for Arne Slot, was in the starting 11 in the 2-2 draw with United, before he was hauled off after an hour. Carragher, who has been singing Jones' praises all season, was less than thrilled with Jones' performance against United. As well as blasting the quality of his display, he also appeared to slam Jones' attitude. On the Gary Neville podcast following the draw, Carragher said, "I thought Curtis Jones was poor, and the one negative about Curtis Jones as a player when he's not playing well is he holds on to the ball too much. He's got that football arrogance, which is something you want. But he's at his best when he plays two-touch, he moves it quickly and he presses. He's not a superstar in terms of beating players and clever passes, he just moves it on quickly and he presses, he's energetic. As soon as he holds on to the ball for half a second too much, it doesn't become football arrogance, it's just arrogance. He lost the ball early on, and I thought it's going to be one of those days from Curtis, but in the main he's been fantastic." While fans fretted over not signing another anchoring midfielder during the summer window, Slot seems to have nailed the formula, with Ryan Gravenberch holding fort in front of the backline and Alexis Mac Allister and Jones moving up the pitch. However, against United, Liverpool's midfield faced problems imposing themselves on the Reds. Ruben Amorim's side were able to counter the Merseysiders every time they lost the ball. Reflecting on his side's display against United, Slot said, "It is not so easy to take control if the other team plays every ball into your last line. Then the ball is constantly in the air, there are constant duels. I think that is what makes it difficult. We couldn't control it completely because every time we had control we had a shot on target. Onana put the ball on the ground and hit it long towards our half. Then the ball is open. Of course, we had to do much better in the 2 goals we conceded, but that is what every manager probably says. Amorim will tell you they had to do better in the 2 goals we scored. So yeah, taking control against a team that plays almost every ball into your last line is not as easy as other playing styles." What Ruben Amorim said about Mason Mount and Luke Shaw after Manchester United versus Liverpool speaks volumes. Manchester United earned a 2-2 draw against Premier League leaders Liverpool in a thrilling encounter at Anfield on the weekend. Lisandro Martinez opened the scoring for United with a stunning strike, but Cody Gakpo quickly leveled for the hosts. A controversial VAR decision awarded Liverpool a penalty for a de-licked handball, which Mo Salah converted to take the lead. United equalized through Amad Diallo, and Harry Maguire came close to a late winner, but his shot narrowly missed the target. Ruben Amorim would have been pleased with what he saw on the pitch, but showed his frustration after the game that it is not happening on a consistent basis. What Amorim said about Mount and Shaw. Mason Mount and Luke Shaw were both unavailable for this clash through injuries, but the English pair were both spotted arriving at Anfield with the squad. Amorim was asked about this as being part of the small details he is introducing to improve the team, and he said it was so clear for people to see. It appears obvious that the United boss wants the team to have a togetherness, which was shown in the Liverpool game, which includes those who are not in the squad. He says that the team needs to suffer together, and that has more importance than the constant media talk about his chosen formation. They are so clear, I don't need to say anything. You notice, the fans notice, so I think it is really, really important, he responded on Sky Sports. Today, I feel that the players really want it, and the important thing is not to relax tomorrow, forget, and then in the next game return to the same behavior. I will do everything. More than the system that you guys talk about, more than that. I will try to remind the players that we need to suffer. There is a lot of concern around this team that things will change once again in a couple of weeks when they seem to be taking steps forward. For Amorim and the club, the most important thing going forward this season is for a level of consistency to be found. In order to do that, making sure the group is together will be key. The position in the table will take care of itself if United can produce performances like the one we saw on Sunday every week. You can't just pick and choose when you want to turn up for a game at Manchester United, Roy Keane said after the game. United players need to prove that isn't the case. The only way they do that is by acting as a team. What Manchester United did after going 2-1 down to Liverpool showed their mentality change. When defeat to Liverpool seemed likely for Man United, that defeatist air about them evaporated at Anfield. We have become accustomed to seeing slumped shoulders, heads bowed, and no communication when Manchester United concede. At Anfield, it was different. After Mohamed Salah made it 2-1, Bruno Fernandes collectively addressed his teammates and preached calm. He then held a constructive conflab with Diogo Dalot, aware of how gettable Trent Alexander-Arnold was. All 11 United players stuck their chests out. Harry Maguire vented at the referee again. Ruben Amorim is often right and said afterwards United's performance boiled down to mentality. Their body language immediately after Salah converted his penalty was becoming of a United side. That defeatist air about them had gone when defeat seemed likely. 10 minutes later, United equalized. Then they strove to get a winner. There were hands on hips and hands on heads at full time. For United to be disappointed not to have won at Anfield is the desired mentality. Matches have been postponed with tamer conditions outside. The snow, slush and ice made for a treacherous passage through Stanley Park. Liverpool had a match postponed on the blue side of the park last month and did not want another. Perhaps they were convinced it was a question of how many they would win by. With roads gritted, United showed grit. It was comfortably their finest performance on Amorim's watch and their best at Anfield since March 2015. Fernandes, ill-disciplined at Molineux on Boxing Day, was influential. Amorim's pre-match rhetoric about United starving for leaders elicited a reaction from his captain, Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, the three players who have worn the armband under the Portuguese. Maguire has been outstanding at the Etihad and Anfield, grounds where United shipped 8 goals during the centre-half's annus horribilis in 2021-22. Amorim billed Maguire as perfect for a back three, and his powers of persuasion have convinced the miser Sir Jim Ratcliffe to trigger the 1-year extension in Maguire's deal. Martinez was back to his old self. At his best, the Argentine is as much of an asset in attack as in defense, and his front-footed defending made his goal possible. Martinez was well inside the Liverpool half when he read Alexander-Arnold's lazy pass. In the first half, Matthijs de Ligt and Maguire took turns to send Luis Diaz to the turf with firm but fair tackles. On both occasions, they were on the front foot. That boldness compensated for the lack of speed in United's backline. When athleticism was required, Leny Yoro executed a tackle on Darwin Núñez that will be replayed ad infinitum. Moments after that, Yoro dashed into the Liverpool area for a 97th-minute free kick, eager to add a winner to his contribution. United's 5-4-1 setup out of possession betrayed their intent. They took the game to Liverpool.